Here we go on replacing the worn, brand name, worn four-wheel drive switch. It's a bit windy outside. Went ahead and put the car on a lift. The bolts that go into this are 10 millimeter. Gonna need a little extension to go past this housing right here. And also, if you still have the cover underneath, which my unit does, you're also gonna need a 10 millimeter bolt, or 10 millimeter to pull off the 4 bolts that hold that on. Here's the outside of that box. If you guys want a model number or anything. It's gonna be pretty hard because I don't have it on the lift today. Decided not to use the lift because it looks like it may only take 10 minutes. See how that's kind of cut there? Remember that when you're putting it in case I forget to say it later. Let's get under the car. Okay, we are going underneath this car. And right there's a bolt. There's a bolt here, here, and 2 in the back. You gotta take them off. I'm just gonna put this thing right here and hopefully you don't see too much belly. I pull the front ones out first, that way it's not sagging on it, because this is on top of the front plastic, so it will hold. Hopefully you guys can hear me with all this wind. But we have an all-wheel drive light on, and this will fix it. This one lasted about 7 years, the one before that. We don't talk about that one. Okay, see how I got both of them out? They kind of stayed up there. Now when I pull these, they'll drop. Most people yank this plastic off, but everything under here looks pretty brand new underneath this cover. I know it's a pain when you're doing an oil change. Definitely agree there. Especially when you're just hoping to get it done. Okay, the other one's over here. I think you guys can see it. Bolts, and when you push this back in, make sure you push the front end first because it goes in this little lip. Wiggle it a little bit, pops right out, put it to the side. Now I'm going to bring you guys in. There is the culprit. That just bolts right in there. Now it's plastic going into aluminum, so let's just hope we can get it. I'm going to finagle you guys into a spot. I think you can see right there. So let's put the extension on here. I already pulled that off because we were diagnosing it. And if you unplug that and you don't have a weird locking, then it will fix it. Uh-oh, what's this? I'm going to have to get a wrench. Definitely a wrench. The axle shaft is in my way of the bottom bolt. Let's see what's in the way of the top bolt. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna need a wrench to get all but one off. I think we may even need it for just that one. Who knows? Here we go. So it's gonna be a 10 millimeter wrench. As soon as that loosened up, it just wanted to come out. Okay. These aren't even rusty or anything. New ones don't even have Loctite on them or anything, so I'm probably gonna reuse the ones that are in it. It says it's recording. So I got myself a 10 millimeter ratchet wrench. These weren't on there that tight, so I'm going to use the ratchet wrench slide. You guys can't see very well, but neither can I. There we go, another bolt out, and the other one is on the top side, which I can see from the angle I'm at. I don't know if you guys can see that loosen up a little bit. It wiggled. It's gonna be a fun job getting that top one back in. I should have showed you guys that the four-wheel drive light was on before. Show you that it takes the light out. Okay, let's see. This one doesn't want to come out with your finger. Of course, because it's the top one. Just gonna have to wrench it the whole way, I guess. If you put some anti-seize on it, it'll probably slide right in with your finger when you put the unit back in. There we go, finally. Taking it out with my fingers now. And it only came so far. Oh, there's a seal on this one, but no seal on the one we bought from them. I had to put a lower bolt back in so I get that top one out. It's bending it in such a way that I can't pull it out the rest of the way. Most of these videos you watch, the person does it really quick, really easy. It's all done. I do it live and don't speed up stuff and don't. Dang it, would it just come out? It's cold out here. Fingers are gonna get numb, then I can't put it back in. I'm gonna move you guys down over there. I'm gonna use my other hand and I'm gonna get that sucker out of there. Nope, still can't get it out. Got it. Got it. That ain't gonna be easy to get back in. It'll be easier than most stuff you do on a vehicle, but take this one out, slowly pull it out because it's spring loaded. Looks like I'm gonna have to reuse the seal. I didn't put it in that far. Get out of here. There we go. Here it comes out. There we go. Oh, the new one could have that seal. And there you go. We took it out. There's a lot of grinding on this one. And so let's compare it to the new one. And throw you guys everywhere in the process. So, the new one does have that seal. It's just not smashed down yet. And there we go. Looks like it has a little bit of lube on it. I'll put some lube on it. Actually, I'm just gonna stick it in there. I looked up in there and there was a lot of crap in there. So let's go ahead and put the new one on. They're twins. Even the stuff's just getting a little bit worn off. Here we go. Whew, back under there. You guys getting tired of this yet? And you guys are also my light, so hang in there. Okay. Going to put them in a little bit, that way I could still move the housing and get all of them in, preferably the top one first to tighten down. Almost looks like there's a crack in that. I'm sure this line's in your guys' way, but guess what? I got the darn A-frame. I got the whole cradle in my way and everything. So don't feel bad that you're not getting to view. Here we go for that top one. And we drop the bolt. And I got it in the hole and it's screwing in. I know I sound like a nerd, but my dad used to do, we used to change trannies and them top bolts on a rear-wheel drive vehicle. When you get them suckers in, he was always like, yeah, got it. Then you'd hear the socket, the wrench hit the ground, because your arm's got to be like elevated the whole time. The sound of success. Okay, I'm gonna tighten that top one. Yeah, I'll show you guys. Got it in, tightening her down. Tightened it as far as I could with my hand. Wish I could have went all the way, but let's tighten one of these up so it quits moving. I swear I'll get all this together and forget to put that. God dang it. Ratchet's a bit locked up. I'll forget to put the plug back in. There we go. Now it's cold out. If it's a certain temperature, any of you know, your all-wheel drive just kicks in anyways. Since I tighten that top or bottom bolt, it's letting me tighten the top with my hand a little bit more. There we go. It's just plastic, so don't go too crazy. $10mm all around to do the job. I actually had plans to bring out a flat-end screwdriver, but I didn't even need that. 10mm fixed it all. There we go. That's pretty tight for me. Plug this sucker in before I forget. Now, I don't have a safety clip on it, which is kind of weird. I actually thought it should have one. Make sure you got the alignment pin in right there. I put mine in and forgot to tell you, there's an alignment pin right there that aligns it and probably keeps it all together. I'm gonna make sure that top one is tight enough because I never want to do this again. Super easy, quicker than an oil change actually. Yep, and we're good. Oh, I just threw my 10mm. We gotta put this contraption back on here, so that's what it looks like, all completed and done. I'm gonna let you guys watch me put everything else back together. Now, you guys aren't invested, right? There we go. So there's a little flap, see how this pulls down? I'm gonna put this in first. And drop all the crap on your mount. Ow. Kind of like putting your foot in. You put the front of your foot in first, not your heel. I'm gonna put these rear bolts in first so I can show you guys what I mean. Okay, let's go look at this. See how it fits in there? I'm really close, so who knows. It just fits in there, but these little, make sure these corners on both sides are in like that. It just holds it right up for you. Now I don't tighten them all the way down until I get them all in, because this thing has to move around so much because the holes are all wallered on this one. But 100,000 miles, piece of plastic glass, and better than my the Malibu we share. Every about 25,000 miles, all this plastic needs replaced because it's a different. This is soft. This is soft plastic. The newer vehicles, at least the Malibu, use a hard plastic, and as soon as you hit something, it's not forgiving, so it just shatters. I would put anti-seize on these, but I got an oil change due in another month, so they'll come right out and I'll put some anti-seize on them. Okay, we're on the lift right now. I'm gonna back out the lift. First start it and see if the light went out, and then we'll go through the settings and see if the four-wheel drive is activated or not. So the four-wheel drive used to be down at the bottom left. It'd say service all-wheel drive. Let's see if it works. Where did I put the keys? Are they under the car? Did they fall out of my pocket? There! Oh, you guys can't see that. It's got like a naughty thing on it. At least she does. Okay, back to where we were. Will the all-wheel drive light stay out? It's out, but let's go through the settings a little bit. So up here we have vehicle information, all-wheel drive, there we go. Let's just go drive it. I don't want to beat it up, but let's at least go see if it seems like four-wheel drive is working. I do have a gravel driveway, but it isn't mine, so we're not going to use that. I don't know where the OK button's at on this. you guys down, put my seatbelt on, you never know. Ooh, just blinded myself. There's a little bit of gravel right here, but it's already in four-wheel drive because it's cold out. So we barely moved back there and the four-wheel drive was not kicked in. So I don't know if you guys heard the tires slip, but the rear tires slip, but we also weren't like beating the shit out of it. So let's see if we can find any gravel on the road somewhere. And the whole time it said it was four-wheel drive. The light's out, gotta say that. That's nice. And my mailman just went by, so could just take it out in a field. That would be the best thing to do. No joke. All the fields are picked. Listening for some noises. Go out in the field and get stuck. This thing's so heavy I could floor it sitting still and it wouldn't even spin a tire because too much weight to the tires. We got a turn coming up yet, Jesus. Well, the light's out. I could just tell how four-wheel drive works, but the main thing that used to happen is you'd be coming to a stop, it'd start bucking. It was trying to like lock in that four-wheel drive for some reason, and it waits for a lower speed. And then when you'd be taking off, it'd be bucking. Once you got up to cruising speed, it'd start bucking. And I mean, it did it at all times, and that's definitely gone. That was to the floor, and it halfway to the floor on a turn, you know, all the weight's off one tire, you think it would spin, but no. Boat. Man, a new house going in there. That's just what you guys want to see, like a new house going in. Is that my mailman again? Guys aren't really getting any action right here. I'm trying to think of, oh, I know where dirt road's at. I got enough time? Yeah, I got enough time. I live out in the middle of the Hicks. Of course I know where a dirt road's at. Do I like taking cars down dirt roads? No. It's actually 1 block behind my house. I don't know why I didn't think of going that way. Dirt road right over here that goes to a power tower. Oh, geez. I'm used to a little 4-cylinder, so when I give it gas, it's like, whoa! is like this noise. I don't drive this all the time, so I don't know if that's like a noise that's always there. And of course, when you bring it up with whoever's the main driver, they're like, oh my gosh, that noise was never there, because you point out the noise. Just like my car has a bad right front strut, and I don't notice it, but whoever else gets in the car notices it. But when they point it out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should get that fixed. You know, I actually don't like the sound that's coming out of that. I don't think that sound was there before. I noticed the one that we had gotten wasn't even spring loaded. Kind of weird. Like the little end on it. I really think that should have been spring loaded, but it could have been a powered down kind of thing. Once it got powered to it, it would be out. So we're gonna hit this gravel road. I hate gravel roads. Helps me with the purpose of checking this. Nice gravel road. I don't think it was slippery enough. Let's get over where it's slippery. It's doing that noise even again. Well, the four-wheel drive's engaged, but what's the next sound? Kind of sounds like maybe we waited too long to change that part, and now that it's engaged. I don't know, but that definitely got rid of light. Four-wheel drive works now because it didn't work before. It's definitely the road where if I floored it, it should. I was even on the side, so it would slip a bit. Yeah, hung right in there. Now I got a car behind me. How many cars go down dirt road? Well, that's all for fixing that. If you wait too long to fix this, I could definitely see the gears meshing with each other or not being engaged enough and messing with the gearing a lot to where you're gonna have more problems. I don't know if you guys seen earlier, but there was a guy with a shed that drove by. Hey, he's in front of us again right here. We passed him right before we went straight before that dirt road. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully this fixed somebody's problem. Maybe theirs just went straight out. This one actually had a problem where it was slowly going out, and it also could have done more damage because we assumed it was only half engaging. We actually took this to a Dodge dealership and we said, fix it. There's something wrong with it. They drove it for 4 miles total. Then they did a recall too. They drove it for 4 miles, gave it back and said, nope, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like, how can you say that? So I had to start diagnosing it, and this definitely fixed some of the problems, but maybe we waited too long.